Buenos dias, buenas tardes, hola, good morning, good afternoon, hello. Mm, Today we analyze data from round 4 AMP and lap times from qualification and pre-final races, uh, comparing Ian Drenan's data and my data. So this video will be helpful not only for Ian, who can see where he is better or worse, what he can improve, and what where he was, for example, in qualification, but he was fast in final race. It's this video important for each team driver to watch and to learn how I analyze data. Uh, what you can do or not to do on track to lose or to gain. So because the same things you can do on track, and you need to understand what is the reason of losing time, for example, in corner number two. What is the reason of losing on exit or on enter, different braking styles, etc. We don't talk here about racing lines, it's only data based on speed, braking points, and so on. So this is on the qualification. I did very good lap in quali. Yen couldn't make this, and so he knew, yeah, that it was not the best lap because of some mistakes. So it's very important to learn how to push on the limit and how to fill the cart from first lap you go on track. How to be better in this. Every time when you go on practice, every session in your life, on real track or with sim, uh, you make warm up lap and then your next lap, you always need to imagine that this is qualification, next two laps, and you need to do all your best to be on the limit and to show your best lap times. Otherwise, it will be hard in the future to show best lap times without practice. Yeah, so if you just go on track, then you do warm up lap, then 2, 3 laps, you're trying to increase speed, and then from lap 4, 5, finally you can already push. But we have different rules here at AMP and on a lot of other tracks, club races. Qualification is very short, it's usually like only 2 laps, so we need to practice on track to be able to push on the limit very quickly, and only after one warm-up lap. To be successful in this, you need to practice and imagine that you drive in qualification every time you on track. If we don't have other tasks uh, on the session for the session, okay. Uh, so we see the chart of GPS speed and RPM. Uh, First corner. It's all about filling the limit. We see the difference in speed, 3 miles per hour. Here I think it's even like, so it's like about 3 miles per hour. So, sorry. Some moments even 4. So I go faster to the corner. See here the map. I go faster into the corner, in the apex faster, and on the exit. And then when I go up on the hill, I still keep more speeds when I reach the top of the hill. And braking, it's like more coasting because more hard brake begins here. And in this moment we have difference, still not a lot, it's like less than 1/10. But the main critical problem starts here. When we enter to the corner, I still brake, I still stop in my cart, I slow down, but then go drive into the corner faster on enter. Speed here, uh, speed here like 5 miles per hour faster in this point, for example. So here I stop. This is my lowest speed, but Ian drives fast into the corner, and because of this, he stops car much more later. You see, it's already like in the almost like on the exit, but in this point, at this point, you already need to accelerate. Um, and because of this, just late accelerations. So it goes diving into the corner. When you brake not hard enough from beginning, you see like not enough, then release, then again brake a little bit more, but still not so hard as me. And then just diving into the corner faster during all this distance. Here, from here, it's 146 meters till this point. 167, so it's 20 meters, and it means 50 feet. Yeah, 50 feet. Speed is much more higher, and then no exit. So faster on enter, slower on exit. You need always to feel that your car is free on exit, braking, then here from enter, rolling a little bit, and then acceleration from here, and then car is free to go up on the hill. If we dive into this corner, we never have good exits. Sometimes I'm trying to brake too late, especially when my tires are already not very good, and I also just critically destroy my tires and braking late and stopping my car stabilized too late, and then I'm much more later on throttle. Yes, Rotax can forgive this here, but with our gear ratio, but it's not correct. And we see the difference then. Phew, dive into the corner and then you lose on the exit. And we have difference almost 3 tenths before the clubhouse. 0.276. And then interesting moment here also before the clubhouse that I still can pushing, and we see here that car loses speed a little bit more and before the braking. So I accelerate and then I'll brake. But here we see like coasting, rolling, and then just braking. And braking much more. Difference in speed here, 4 miles per hour. So it's basically just because more careful here, diving, okay, we already understand, just not the right moment when to brake, and then it's hard to find the moment how to pass this corner. Here, over braking, just because not enough trust into tires, and then because of this worst exit, and after clubhouse we see here four more than 4 tenths, so almost 2 tenths we're losing here. Then we go on straight line, and we see here that I lose a little bit in chicane. It's not chicane. When we go up, I will pass chicane, then my speed a little bit lower here, then my engine worked better. Interesting moment that it can be because of this. You see this chart, this is water temperature, and we see that my temperature is 60 degrees and the N is 45, 45, 46. This is minimal temperature when Rotax engine works fine. So for the future, it's better on the warm-up lap to close the shield on radiator to increase the temperature to 50 and then to open it. Maybe it can be the reason why engine works a little bit better on my card on the straight lines. Because temperature is very important for engine performance. And then also just because I believed in tires more, I braked much more later. And again, so we have before the braking still 45. Yeah, so on the straight line I didn't gain a lot. It's just a little bit. 002, 003. It's not a lot. And then in SS, 6 tenths. So 2 tenths just on the braking. Less speed here between first and second apex. You see, this is already entered. And then in this point, it's after the first apex. We have difference in speed 4 miles per hour. And then I carry a little bit more speed before the second apex. And we have acceleration. So here it's a little bit more than 6 tenths, so 2 tenths here. Just on the hill for the braking, it was almost the same as we see at the end to 7. So 2.5 hill, almost 2 clubhouse, and 2 and braking speed during SS on enter between first and second apex. And we have 6. Then everything was good, but here David bends, turn, little bit losing more speed, and because of this, worse engine performance. We have still 6. So let's say after SS, everything is very equal, nothing, and then again a big step on the braking in the last corner. We see coasting a little bit, then braking, but braking earlier, and different. We see like a wave, strong, little bit less. Why this less? Because we understand that it was too earlier, then again strong, then again less. Not just straight line down. You see these little waves? It's also with RPM. And on the braking, it was 6 tenths, and now more than 7, so 0.13 tenths on the braking, and then we have similar exit. And the dental voila, this is yours now. Again, this is example of not the best qualifying lap, and this is not maximum what EM could do, just because maybe one past lap, it was not enough to show maximum, to be on the limit. So let's practice more with qualification every time we're on track. Histogram. Here we can see and compare GPS speed and RPM. Yes, that's it's more not about comparing drivers, but it's more about set up the engines. And now let's move to pre-final race. I will compare just pre-final race because there are no good laps in the final for Ian because he didn't make it unfortunately. So best lap. Totally I wanted to show with this. And let's take for example my lap in the pre-final race 52.3. So it was a pretty messy day with a lot of problems, and I didn't change setup of the engine before the pre-final. So you see that it also becomes much more hot, and we see that engine worked much more worse. Yeah, no acceleration on the straight line. RPM doesn't work well. Engine doesn't want to go up with RPM. and because of this, the speed is also much more slower. From this point, when engine reached 13,000s, in quali it could go more and more, but in the race, no. Okay, so we see that in the first corner, for example, I even did in some moment better, but for Clubhouse, it's the same, slower in Clubhouse, which is normal, common thing for this. So before Clubhouse, it was very equal, but then then I lost mostly. I even gained, for example, here on the hill, but I lost in Clubhouse 2 tenths, 2 tenths, 2 tenths, 2 tenths. Then I tried to be more aggressive and break later in S's. It's like, just a second, choose the other lap. 3. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, still, we see the same Clubhouse. I don't know. It's the first place when your tire is not very fresh, where you much more slower. So it's a little bit more than 1 there. Then on the straight line, it was 138 before the break in 195. So half tenths just in the straight line because of engine performance. Um, then slower Nessus. Slower Nessus. It just a little bit between first and second apex. I couldn't carry the same speed and lost 1 tenth there. And then here we see that speed is a little bit low, and step by step I lose and lose and lose, and there are no any mistakes, just engine performance here. It didn't work so well. It's in quali, heat, carburation, and then also step in the last corner, little bit more braking, little bit more sliding on the exit, and from 3 tenths we drop to almost 4 difference, which is still not bad. And we see that a little bit there, mostly Clubhouse, SS, and then last corner. At the same time, it was not bad in the first and second corner. Let's see. Compare issue of qualification, and this is comparing yen best profile race and mine. So yen 1 tenth faster, but it was with slipstream behind the other driver, and we see that how much better Rotax engine works when behind someone, which is much more easier without uh, in front of you to go up with RPMs, and it reaches like 500 more RPM at the end of the straight line, and speed is like 2 miles per hour faster. It's also the same here. So let's go from beginning. We see that also beginning of the lap behind someone better. Someone, it was, I think, Jose. Jose Garcia with X30, very good and fast driver. So it was good for Ian to stay with him and put the pressure on him and be faster on the straight lines, definitely, than comparing when you drive alone. So it's very, very important to use someone to become faster and then just overtake him in the right moment. Enter a little bit slower, but again, when driver in front of you, it can be the reason. Uh, Coasting a little bit, not bad, good exit, but then very too early braking in clubhouse. Very strange data. It looks like it's just not the same what I see on the line, to be honest. This gap, because here is slower, but it goes to the other direction. So basically we see here that all the time on the straight lines, Ian's car catching me and then slow corners or in the corners on the brakings, big, big loose. But it can be also the reason in that you need to brake a little bit earlier behind the driver in front of you. Sorry, just want to set up to see correct data. Gone a little bit slower, then braking, little bit diving here, and then worse exit. Those clubhouse, even better. And straight line. See how much faster. Braking guesses. Also in slipstream. Here engine has better little bit performance. I don't see any like things which can be comparable now, just because also I had clean laps and Ian had uh, the driver in front. So sorry, I think the like analyzing qualification can be like the most important thing from this video. Also, we can check sprint times and theoretical best. Theoretical best is very close also. So the main thing from what we see here that it's very important to carry speed in the corners, to be as smooth as possible in fast corners, not to drop your speed here, and to fill the carts as fast as possible, to be on the limit as fast as possible, to be able to be fast from the first lap. Okay, now let's move to Apple. This is one of the days. Different day, different tires, different everything. It was different gear ratio also. It's interesting moment here. For example, I compare just my lap times. What we see here on practice with 40 smallest sprocket. So we raced with 77 and in practice red line. This is 73 rear sprocket. And what we see that here and it was much more faster in practice, but it was much more slower here on the hill and after SS. So it's after slow corners. Basically, it's very interesting. This is very interesting because it's possible with small sprocket to show the same lap times, but you just need to have first very good grip, fresh tires, drive of the limit without any mistakes, but you still lose time compared with big sprocket just because it's impossible to push kart. RPM is very low here, it's only 78 for example here, and we start exit from the corner 67 and 78, and engine is not very powerful on this 67. It's not powerful at all. The same in SS you see RPM is lower, and then because of this it's here it's like low 7,000s instead of 8 uh, with 77 sprocket, and then because of this we don't have exit. But here 73 sprocket much more better than 77. Why? Because we reach 12,000 RPMs. After 12, Cortex engine doesn't have power and speed just falls down. We go to the right corner, straight up on the hill, again right corner, and with low power, with this RPM, just it's impossible for engine to push you. And because of this, we just so slow. The difference you see here, 7 miles per hour. It's crazy. It's really crazy. 7.5 miles per hour. And for example, difference it was 2 tenths, and here is it drops to zero already. Interesting moments, and it's interesting to test something between in the future, like 75. So our goal is to be fast on exits, not to lose here, not to lose here, but at the same time to still be faster in the straight lines. We'll see, and we'll work with that more. What else we have for today? We can also check, for example, Austin, Eugene. Mhm. So last practice day with Austin. the same card. So my session, and after that, Austin session. Austin also had the same lap time, 54.3. Before it was very, very similar, but now we compare where Austin after me lost 2 times comparing me and why it's happened. We don't need RPM now. Okay. First corner. Slower enter, apex, exit. Very good braking. Better and better and better, but now we have already, sorry, 2 tenths difference. 2 tenths before the braking, just because of first corner. And then on the braking, we need change. Excusez-moi. So, first corner, then we have pretty similar exit, a little bit diving from Ocean into the second corner, gain, but then lost on exit. Then here you see much more faster. This difference we see here because I think of weight, because I was maybe like little bit heavier than Austin. And here on the when engine already reach 45, 50 miles per hour, it's pretty important for 22 horsepower engines. Okay, then clubhouse enter, braking and tempo. Well, I see it's very good, very similar. This little bit different, but exit I go a little bit faster, but I slide a little bit more on exit, but overall we have pretty similar result at the end. It's 1 tenth, and it was almost 2. Yeah, let's say like 1 tenth, 0.008 here. Austin gained even comparing with me just because of this part. Then similar, and then a little bit again I'm slow on the straight line. And you see that K engine worked just amazing, 69 miles per hour. It's the same speed like Rotax with master's weight, but we are much more lighter. Definitely it helps the engine work better. Then Austin, who braked 2 months ago, like 100 feet earlier, already braking where he needs, but still little bit earlier. And we see the step on the braking from 1 to 2.5. Then difference little bit loose, and then gain. It's not a big like 0.05 in SS difference between us. Basically, what was Austin lost on the braking, it's the same in the exit already here. Then lost speed here on the exit. It's only steering. It can be only steering explaining. And then we see again a little bit better, more powerful engine in the right corner. So normally I don't see the only place where Austin lost mostly it's in the beginning of the lap. It was 2 tenths here. And without that, at the end of the lap, it's the same. Some places was a little bit better. Some places Austin. Also, let's say like maybe 2 tenths overall on the straight lines. But then lost a little bit here, sliding on exit in the last corner. And you see, because of this, then you slow on the straight line. Why it happened? Diving into the corner and then sliding. You see here, diving and then sliding. So avoid these moments because when you release your brakes, you see here, earlier you start turning into the corner too fast, and then you don't have good exit, and you are losing on the exit, and then you straight line speeds all the time, slow and slow and slow. That's basically what usually I explain. It's the same what we discussing usually on the practice days, but now we can record the video and come back to it and see again, not just trying to remember what's happening there. I can also take, for example, once, but again, sometimes different sessions show not correct values. Yeah, you see, it's again completely different day, so it's hard to compare. Graeme and Austin have very similar uh, speed in the first corner. You see, very similar. Also, diving into the corner for Graeme. It's this last practice. Uh, this last practice. See here, diving into the corner and then no exit from this point. They still need to brake to stop the cart and then have better acceleration. So we see the same things for each driver. All we need to fix this and to be ideal, just go on track and practice and practice and practice and then keep a lot of hundreds of laps together, compare, find the best driving style for chassis, for engine, for tires we use, and after that we can win the races. Yeah, because now we're on the way when we need to find more from our chassis setups. Last time with Austin, we changed a lot of things and we received better card behavior. And the same I want to do in near future for each CKR card because hot days are coming and we need to make changes which allow chassis to be more free and more, how to say it better, like the setup should be able to keep tires for more long distance in good shape. Uh, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and let's come back on track as soon as possible to beat new lap records.